Hello and welcome to the session. In this session, we will do we'll deal with another decision tree called C4.5 tree. We will look into the algorithm of the C4.5 decision tree, and we will see a problem and we'll learn how to construct a C4.5 decision tree. So let's first understand what is C4.5 decision tree. In the last session, we saw the ID3 decision tree. We had an introduction of different types of decision tree and we saw numerical on ID3. Now C4.5 is an improvement over the ID3 decision tree. Now C4.5 you can use for both continuous and discrete attributes, and it also works for missing values. So this was not there. This was not present in ID3. ID3 did not work on missing values. And also C4.5 supports post pruning. That means after construction of the tree you can remove the any branch of a tree which is resulting in overfitting issues. Now C5.0 is a successor of C4.5, and this particular decision tree is very efficient and can also be used for building smaller decision trees. Whenever you have a missing value in your training data set, you just need to mark a question mark there. So these missing attributes will not be considered for calculations. So the main concept here is we'll be calculating the gain ratio for the attributes, and we will identify the best split attribute. That is, the attribute which is having the best gain ratio would be chosen as the best split attribute. So what is gain ratio? Now that's the ratio of calculated split information and information gain. So we will learn what is split info, what is information gain. We will learn how to calculate gain ratio. So basically, suppose you have a training data set, let's say T, right, and the attributes are A, then you can calculate split information as split information for the training set T for a particular attribute A. It would be minus of summation of AI by T into log of AI by T to the base 2. So that's very important to note. This is to the base 2. Now what is AI here? AI is basically the attributes. So how many is basically the number of instances. So AI is basically the number of instances for a distinct value I in attribute E. So capital A is the attribute and how many instances are present. So that would be the numerator divided by the total number of instances in the training data set. So gain ratio you can calculate after you calculate the split info. So basically it is a information gain divided by split info. Now information gain, the calculation remains the same as we have done in the previous ID3 decision tree. So let's see the procedure to construct a decision tree. The first step and second step is similar to what we have learned in the previous ID3 algorithm. The first step, you calculate the entropy information for the entire training data set. So the formula remains as the same. Entropy information for the training data set is minus of summation of pi log pi to the base 2. This you have to remember, it's to the base 2. Second step is you have to find out entropy information, information gain. The first two things remain same like how we have done in ID3. But the additional steps in C4.5 is you have to calculate split info and gain ratio for every attribute in the training data set. So this is a formula for calculating all the four metrics. Entropy information and information gain remains same as ID3. So we find the entropy information for the attribute using this formula. We find the information gain, which would be nothing but step 1 minus this one. So where we are actually subtracting the entropy information for the entire training data set minus the entropy information of that particular attribute. That would be the information gain. Split information is summation of AI by T into log to the base 2 of AI by T, where AI is the number of instances belonging to that attribute divided by T. That is number of instances of the entire training data set. So after we find these three, next you can find the gain ratio, which is nothing but the ratio of information gain, that is this one, divided by the split info. So once you find the gain ratio, then you make a list of all the gain ratios of all the attributes. Whichever attribute demonstrates the maximum gain ratio, that would be taken as the best split attribute. So that best split attribute or that particular node would be chosen as a root node for your decision tree. After that, you split the root node. Again, you repeat the process. You split the root node, that means it becomes a recursive process. So from that root node onwards, you repeat the steps from again from step 1, right? You apply the same operation, and till how long you're going to do this? Until you reach the leaf node or there are no more training instances available in the subset. So let's look into the problem to understand this algorithm better. See, this is the training data set which is given. This is the same data set that we have used in the previous problem on ID3 decision tree. So for the same training data set, now we are applying the C4.5 decision tree. So let's construct a decision tree using C4.5 algorithm. So the first step, as I said, will remain the same like we have in ID3. Let's start with the iteration 1. So first thing is we always calculate the class entropy for the entire training data set. Right? So the entropy information for the entire training data set, that is where the target attribute is equal to job offer, the last column, right? So you have to check how many S and how many no that you have. So you can see that number of S is actually here 7 and number of no is actually 3. So we have to find entropy underscore information for 7 comma 3. So that would be, the formula is minus of 7 divided by 10. 7 plus 3 is 10. Log to the base 2 of 7 by 10 plus 3 by 10 log 3 by 10 to the base 2. Now when you're calculating this in your calculator, how do you do this? Please do remember that there is a base 2 here. So first you calculate log 7 by 2, divide that by log 10. Then you multiply that with 7 and then divide by 10. That's how you calculate the first quantity here. Okay, please note that, don't forget this. First find log of 7 by 10, then divide it by log 2, then multiply it with 7, then multiply by 10. Similarly for the second attribute here, first find log of 3 by 10, then divide this whole thing by log 2 into 3 divided by 10. Let's see whether we can do this in the calculator here. Okay. So find log of, I will just show the first attribute here. Okay, so this is log of, okay, let's find 7 divided by 10. Now find the log of this. Now divide this by log of 2. Okay, log of, okay, you have to first find 7 divided by 10. Find the log of this. Okay, next you have to take the log of 2. Okay, so log 0.7 divided by log 2. Whatever value that you are getting now, that you multiply with 7 and then divide it by 10. See, you got this quantity as something which is close to this. So this is what you have to do. First find log 7 by 10, then divide it by log 2. So then your calculation would be correct. So this is the entropy information for the entire target class. Okay. The second step is, now you have to find 4 quantities now. Okay. Entropy information, information gain, or just gain, both are same. You can either say info underscore gain or you can just say gain, both are same. The third one is split info, the fourth one is gain ratio. Now you have to find all these 4 attributes for all the different attributes in your training data set. The different attributes are, you have to do it for CGPA, you have to do for interactiveness, practical knowledge and communication skills. So let's start it. Let's first consider the attribute CGPA. So when you find let's find all the 4 metrics for the attribute CGPA. Now from the previous table, what you observed is CGPA will has 3 different values: greater than equal to 9. See, if you see this table, there are 3 different values: greater than equal to 9, greater than equal to 8, less than 8. So that you listed down as your first column, and then you see how many yes and how many no you have. So for greater than equal to 9, I have 1, 2, 3 yes, right? So that is what you have to do. So first column you make CGPA, second column you make job offer equal to X, third column you make job offer equal to no, and then just total it. So for CGPA greater than equal to 9, there are 9 job offers which is yes, and for greater than equal to 9 there is 1 job offer which is no. Similarly, if you go back to the table, for greater than equal to 8, how many yes you have? 1 here, 2, and then 3 and 4 yes, and how many no? You don't have any no. So for greater than equal to 8, job offers equal to yes is 4, no is 0, and for less than 8, job offer is 0 and job offer no is 2. So first make this table and then write total. 3 plus 1 is 4, 4 plus 0 is 4, 0 plus 2 is 2. Now for this attribute you have to find 4 metrics. First is entropy information for this attribute. Entropy information for this attribute is T comma CGPA. First you write for the first greater than, this is the quantity for greater than equal to 9. This is for greater than equal to 8. This is less than 8. For greater than equal to 9, what is the total number of instances that you have? 4. 4. Entire instances is, T is what? Training data set. How many instances that you have in training data set? 10. So 4 by 10. Within the brackets, now do for every individual. So this is for yes you do separately, this is for no. Okay. So minus 3 by 4 log of 3 by 4 to the base 2. Minus 1 by 4 log 1 by 4 to the base 2 plus 4 by 10, this is this one, right? For the second one, this second quantity is for the greater than equal to 8. 4 by 10 in the brackets, this one minus 4 by 4 log 4 by 4 to the base 2 minus this one 0 by 4 log 0 by 4 to the base 2. Now repeat for the third row, less than 8. So total is 2. So 2 by 10 in the brackets minus 0 by 2 log 0 by 2 to the base 2 minus 2 by 2 log 2 by 2 to the base 2. So remember when you're calculating this, first you do log 3 by 4 divided by log 2. Then you multiply with 3 by 4 and then continue. So divide by log 2. Remember this, there is a base 2 here. So I'm getting the entropy information for this attribute as 0.3243. Now find the second metric, gain. This is nothing but information gain. Either you write info underscore gain or gain. That's fine. So this is gain for CGPA. What is the total entropy I've got? The total entropy I got in the previous slide is 0.8807. Take that here. 0.8807 minus this entropy information, this one. So that will give us a information gain. Okay, I hope you got this. This 0.8807 is the entropy information for the entire training data set. 0.3243 is the entropy information for CGPA for this attribute. Subtract that, you get the gain. Now this is, till now it is similar to ID3 algorithm which we learned in the last video. Now this is different. You have to find split underscore info. Split underscore info for T comma CGPA. Now the formula for this is, what you do is take the total. Basically it's, as I told you in the formula, number of instances. This 4 here is the number of instances of that particular attribute divided by total number of instances. So number of instances here is 4. So minus 4 divided by 10 log of 4 by 10 to the base 2 minus again 4 by 10 log 4 by 10 to the base 2 minus 2 by 10 log 2 by 10 to the base 2. Okay, calculate, you get the split info like this. Now what is a gain ratio? As the word itself says, it's a ratio. So it's the ratio of this second quantity divided by this. Divide the second quantity with the third quantity. So gain of CGPA divided by split underscore info. So 0.5564 divided by 1.5211, you get the gain ratio as 0.3658. Now you have to repeat this entire step for all the other different attributes. Okay, similarly you have to do. Now let's repeat for interactiveness. Make the table again. Interactiveness, if you see the training dataset table, the input which was given in the question, you had just two values for interactiveness, yes or no. So find out, whenever interactiveness is yes, how many job offers were yes, how many job offers were no. For interactiveness it's equal to no, how many job offers equal to yes and how many were no. So just go back to the table if you want me to tell that. Interactiveness, when it is no, how many yes? 1 and 2. So when interactiveness is no, there are 2 yes. When interactiveness is no, how many job offers no? 1, 2. So you can see that, right? Similarly you do for the first row. Now just like the previous slide, repeat all the 4 metrics. Find out the entropy information for this attribute. Okay, so entropy information for this attribute is 6, which is the, this first do for the interactiveness yes, then do for the interactiveness no. So 6, the total is 10. 6 by 10 within the brackets, minus 5 by 6 log 5 by 6 to base 2 minus 1 by 6 log 1 by 6 to base 2. Similarly 4 by 10 within the brackets, minus 2 by 4 log 2 to the log 2 by 4 to the base 2, again minus 2 by 4 log 2 by 4 to the base 2. So you get the entropy information like this. Next you find the gain interactiveness. Gain interactiveness, as I told you, gain for interactiveness 0.8807 we found in the first step. This is the information gain for the entire training data set. Subtract with this, you get the gain as 0.0911. Now you find the split info. Split info for T comma interactiveness. T is the training data set, interactiveness is this attribute. So the formula is this one, minus 6 by 10 log of 6 by 10 to base 2. I'm sorry, I forgot here 2 should be there here. Minus 4 by 10 log 4 by 10 to the base 2. There should be a 2 here. So you get the value as 0.9704. Next, gain ratio. Gain ratio is divide the gain with the split info. So that is 0.0911 divided by 0.9704. So you get the gain ratio as 0.0939. Now repeat it for the next attribute. Okay, similarly I have repeated entropy information, gain, split info, gain ratio for the third attribute, practical knowledge. First you make this table correctly. Okay, in the practical knowledge you have 3 different values, very good, average, good. So how many job offers are yes, how many job offers are no, and what is the total you write. Then looking at this table you find out all these 4 metrics. Again repeat it for communication skills. First you make this table. In communication skills you have 3 different values, good, moderate, poor. Make this table first. Then find the entropy information, find the information gain, find the split information, find the gain ratio. Now it's done, right? I have found the 4 different values for all the 4 different metrics. Now you have to summarize. Take the last one, the last gain ratio that you got. So take the last gain ratio of all the 4 different attributes, write it down. See, for example, for communication skills, I got the gain ratio as 0.3502. So that I have put here. Okay, so summarize the gain ratio which I got for all the 4 different. Now choose the one which is having the maximum gain ratio. Here CGPA is having the maximum gain ratio. So that means choose this as your root node. So with all these steps you have now just decided which is your root node. So my root node is CGPA. Now do the branching. In CGPA we observe that there are 3 different values, greater than equal to 9, less than 8, greater than equal to 8. And when you observe, go back to the training data set and see whenever CGPA was greater than equal to 8, always job offer was yes. So that means there is no need for taking any decision. It's a straightforward thing. It's directly leading to a leaf node. Again go back to your training data set, check for less than 8. For less than 8, job offer was always no. So there is no branching required, no decision to be taken. Directly for the decision less than 8, it's leading us to a leaf node, job offer equal to no. But when I had a CGPA greater than equal to 9, sometimes I had yes, sometimes that means I had no. So take your training data set, whenever greater than equal to 9 was there, just take this, make this table again, right? All the 3 different attributes are write down. Now this table is only for CGPA greater than equal to 9. For all the 3 different values, sometimes you can see that 3 times I got instances yes and once I got an instance as no. Now again you have to repeat this step, right? Now out of these 3 I will have to see which is going to be my next sub node. Okay, so I'm going to have a sub node here. Should I choose interactiveness or practical knowledge or communication skills? So that means now you have to repeat for this table, repeat whatever you have learned till now. Okay, so the iteration 2, take down write the table again. Okay, now repeat the process. So what was the first process? Finding the entropy information for this complete table. Find out the entropy information for this complete table. How many yes are there? 3 yes. How many no's are there? 1 no. So minus 3 by 4 log 3 by 4 to the base 2 minus 1 by 4 log 1 by 4 to the base 2. 3 is because there are 3 yes, 1 is because there is only 1 no. Remember this calculation, to the base 2 it is, please divide by log 2. Okay, so you get the entropy information like this, 0.8112. Now again repeat for all the 3 different attributes. For interactiveness you have to find all the 4 metrics. For practical knowledge again separately you have to find, again for communication skills. So looking from this table, I made a table like this for interactiveness. Interactiveness, when it was S, these are the number of job offers which had yes, number of zeros, number of no's and total. Similarly for no you do it. So find all the 4 metrics like we did before. Find the entropy information. Okay, now this is for yes, this is for no. So mine 2 by 4, which is the total, minus 2 by 2 log 2 by 2 to the base 2, minus 0 by 2 log 0 by 2 to the base 2. Similarly, plus 2 by 4 minus 1 by 2 log 1 by 2 to the base 2 plus 1 by minus 1 by 2 log 1 by 2 to the base 2. So this is the entropy information for interactiveness. So I'm getting it the value as 0.4997. Now find the gain. How do you find the gain? Gain is, or the information gain is, I got the entropy information for the entire class as 0.8112. So just subtract, I think there's a mistake. This must be 0.8108. Just subtract it with this, you get 0.3111. Now again find the split info. Split info, the formula is the same formula, 2 by 4 log 2 by 4 to the base 2 minus 2 by 4 to the log 2 by 4 to the base 2. Again find the gain ratio. Gain ratio is nothing but this quantity divided by this quantity. So finally what is very important for the decision is the gain ratio. For this attribute I am getting the gain ratio as 0.3112, which I will finally use for taking the decision. Now repeat the same steps for practical knowledge. Make the table, right? Do the calculations, all the 4 different calculations. Now what is important is finally the gain ratio. Now again for the attribute communication skills, come up with a table, find out the entropy information, find out the gain, find out the split info, find out the gain ratio. Now finally what I'm doing is I'm summarizing the gain ratio for all the attributes. So for all the attributes, this is finally my gain ratio I've got. So the highest here is 0.5408, and now I can see that there is a tie between practical knowledge and communication skills. You can choose any of these nodes as your next node or for the best split. So let's say I take practical knowledge to make my decision. So this is a decision tree I get. Already we have done this part. We are doing only this part, which is now new. So greater than equal to now 9. I write a decision node, which is a diamond, where I say physical knowledge, practical knowledge. If it is good, if you observe the training data set, whenever practical knowledge was good, I always got the job offer as yes. So it was leading to a leaf node. Whenever practical knowledge was average, all the instances were leading to job offer no. When practical knowledge was very good, all the instances were leading to the leaf node job offer yes. Suppose again there is like it's not giving to a single value, then again the decisions will continue. So what you can see that I am able to decide when I am going to stop the tree, because here the leaf node I don't have any more no need for having any more decision boxes, and also all the training instances have been covered. Okay, so that's it for the algorithm on C4.5. Any doubts, please write to me in the comment box, and thank you so much. Please share the video with your friends and please subscribe to the channel. Thank you.